بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فلولا نفر من كل فرقة منهم طائفة ليتفقهوا في الدين ولينذروا قومهم إذا رجعوا إليهم لعلهم يحذرون.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة لأهل التقوى واليقين، ثم الصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيب إله العالمين العبد المؤيد الرسول المسدد المصطفى الأمجد المحمود الأحمد أبي القاسم مصطفى محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. أما بعد، فقد قال المعصوم عليه الصلاة والسلام: كل شيء لك طاهر حتى تعلم أنه نجس. Dear brothers and sisters, we have been explaining the rules of tahara and najasa, purity and impurity. When it comes to understanding the rules of purity and impurity, or cleanness and uncleanness, we must engage ourselves in studying and asking questions and going for wisdom and insight. We cannot learn something and we cannot make sure that our actions are correct and that we purify ourselves correctly unless we make sure that we are acting according to the rules, according to the edicts and verdicts of our marja, our mujtahid. There is no shame in religion. We should not shy away from asking questions and from learning something. La haya'a fi din. We should not be afraid of asking our questions when it comes to issues such as tahara, such as sexual intercourse. And of course, there are many religious issues that need some courage to ask questions about. Many people keep themselves ignorant. Many people try to practice in their own way, thinking that whatever they are doing is correct, not daring to ask questions or to send an email to his marja's website or using his marja's website to direct his question to the mujtahid whom he follows. So unfortunately, he keeps acting wrongly sometimes and doing things that he must not do. Dear brothers and sisters, we have been explaining the rules of the 10 objects which are essentially and inherently impure. And 2 of those objects which I mentioned in the previous session are urine and feces. Now, when going to a lavatory or toilet, what should we do to make sure that we have purified ourselves correctly, or that what are the things with which we can purify the urinary organ or the organ of urination, and also the anus? Of course, it is necessary to understand that water is the most purifying agent. Nothing purifies better than water. But sometimes, in the absence of water, we can use tissue paper, we can use stones or a piece of hard clay to purify our body or the parts of our body that have come in contact with stool or with feces. You should know that the urinary organ cannot be purified without water. You can't purify it using tissue. You can't purify it using a stone. And if you have urinated, and use a stone also, you must use water after using the stone. There are many American toilets or Western toilets where you can't find water. In that case, there are people, of course, who have Western toilets in their houses, and they don't have water to use. So in this case, a person should use water to purify the organ of urination, the urinary outlet. As far as the anus is concerned, if he does not have access to water, he must use 3 pieces of tissue paper. 1 piece is not sufficient. 2 pieces are not sufficient. He must use 3 pieces of tissue paper or 3 pieces of stone to purify himself or to remove the substances or the excrement.
ناجيتك يا رحمن ودعوتك يا ديان يا خالق الإنسان الله 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 يا خالق الإنسان الله الله الله.
Let's assume you are using 2 stones or 2 pieces of paper, and you feel that the anus has been purified. According to the epistles of Islamic laws, again that's not sufficient. Even if the anus has been completely purified, you must use a third object also. The third piece of tissue paper to clean it, to use it. And wherever there is water, you must use water. And if there is no water, then you can use paper or stone to purify only the anus and not the urinary organ. Now, what follows in regard to the rules regarding lavatory, you might have heard the word istibra, which is an Arabic word. And of course, istibra means to get rid of the remaining drops of urine from the penis. Of course, istibra has a simple and easy procedure which you can learn by referring to the epistles of Islamic laws or to the manual of Islamic laws written by grand jurists. I'm not going to explain it because it is a little bit embarrassing. But if you want to learn it, you have to turn to the books written by prominent scholars. And istibra is necessary to make sure that whatever comes after istibra is clean. This is the benefit of istibra. If a liquid comes out of a man's urinary organ after urination, and one doubts whether this is urine or something else, then he can assume it to be clean, provided that he has done istibra. If he has not done istibra, then of course the moisture, the liquid that comes out after urinating is treated as urine. This is the benefit of doing istibra. And of course there are 3 types of liquid that comes out from the urinary organ, and they are clean. One is called madhi. Of course, the moisture which is discharged by man during courtship, during playing with one's wife, and when one is sexually aroused, is called madhi. Now I'm explaining to you the rules regarding those 3 types of liquid that comes out, but they are clean, they are ritually pure. And of course, this liquid is considered to be pure. It is considered to be clean. If it comes in contact with your body and with your clothes, you are not supposed to wash your clothes, and you are not supposed to change your underwear or to wash your body. Even if you have been in this state of wudu, in the state of minor ablution, then it is not necessary to renew your wudu. It's not necessary to perform ablution over again. That moisture will not affect your purity. It will not invalidate your wudu. Now, if you have ejaculated semen and then you have performed istibra, after performing istibra, there comes a kind of thin and crystal clear liquid after ejaculation and after istibra. If such liquid comes out, I'm not speaking about, of course, the liquid that comes during when you are sexually aroused, because that one is called madhi. But this one, the liquid that comes out after ejaculation, is called wazi. And if you have done istibra, then that liquid is considered to be pure. You are not supposed to do anything. It will not make your garment, your underwear, or your body impure. Similarly, the liquid which at times comes out after urine is called wadi. Now there's the words are very much similar to each other, and it's very difficult to distinguish. However, you are not going to concern yourself or to bother yourself about these terminologies. And it's not necessary to understand or to learn these words, because these are Arabic words, and even an Arab, I think, does not understand such words. However, what is important is to understand that the liquid that comes out after urinating is clean, it is pure, and you are not supposed to do anything. You are not going to make wuzu or to do ghusl. And the wuzu, if you have been in the state of ritual purity, then your ritual purity is maintained. It will not be invalidated. It will not be destroyed. Now, if a person doubts whether he has performed istibra or not, then what is he supposed to do? Then, in that case, that liquid which comes is impure, it is unclean.
يا محول الحول والأحوال حول حالنا حول حالنا يا أحسن الحال.
But there are also sometimes that you come out of the bathroom and you start doubting whether you performed the istibra correctly or not. Now in this case, when you doubt whether you performed it correctly or not, the liquid that comes out after coming out of the bathroom is treated as clean. It's treated as pure. And even if it may be urine, let's assume, you are not under the obligation to make wuzu or to change your garment to underwear, because you are supposed to follow your mujtahid, you are supposed to follow your jurist, and you must submit yourself to the religion, to the religious commandments. You're not going to investigate meticulously to find out whether that liquid is really semen or urine or something like that. No. Your religion has prescribed you to consider that liquid as clean, and you have to surrender yourself to the edicts of your marja and to the commandments of Islam, and you have to be submissive. There is no need to ask questions. There is no need to ask the concept or to look for the concept, to search for the rationale of an Islamic law or a religious injunction. Of course, here I would like to say that it is not always possible for even a marja, for even a mujtahid, to find the rationale, the philosophy, the concept behind an Islamic law. Even he, as a mujtahid, as a jurisprudent, as the most qualified expert in the field of jurisprudence, does not have access to the philosophy. He has access to some narrations and some ayats, verses from the Holy Quran, and he gives his fatwa on the basis of those proofs and of those verses and narrations. The philosophy is not given. I should tell you that 9 out of 10 verdicts, 9 out of 10 laws or rules within the jurisprudence remain to be without a philosophy. The philosophy is there, but we don't know. The philosophy is there, the reason is there, we do not know. Only the divine legislator, the legislator whom we call as Shari, and Islamic terminology knows what the reason and the philosophy behind an Islamic law is. Dear brothers and sisters, these are brief explanations regarding the rules of istibra, and when it comes to ladies, women, girls, they have nothing to do in terms of istibra, because istibra is not meant for them, and the women do not need to use any kind of objects to clean themselves, to purify themselves. Istibra is meant only for men. Dear brothers and sisters, when you need to ease yourself or urinate, then there are some rules that need to be taken into consideration. That is the rules of Qibla. When urinating, you must not face in the direction of Qibla. You must not urinate with your back towards the Qibla. This has been said by Muslim scholars. It is haram, it is forbidden for men and women, and even for children, to urinate in the direction of Qibla or to defecate in the direction of Qibla or with one's back towards the Qibla. One should make sure while urinating or while easing himself or defecating that his back or his face is not in the direction of Qibla. There are people who wonder whether, for example, certain acts like having sexual intercourse with one's wife is allowed in the direction of Qibla or not, or with one's back in the direction of Qibla or not. Of course, it is permissible. The rules regarding urination and regarding defecation apply only to these two actions and not to sexual intercourse. So having sexual intercourse with one's back towards the Qibla and with one's face in the direction of Qibla will not be haram. It is not haram, and therefore you should not be worried about it. But of course, it is preferable, it is good not to even exercise or to do such actions that is considered to be disrespectful. Dear brothers and sisters, there are rules regarding a dead body, and dead body is also one of the najis objects, and of course it is one of those 10 najis objects whose rules are to be explained and elaborated in the next session. I hope you as an adherent Muslim, you as a practicing Muslim will follow the lectures to learn the Islamic laws, to understand the Islamic laws, and to also help other people understand and learn the Islamic laws. Inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
اللهم اختم بعفوك أجلي وحقق في رجاء رحمتك أملي وسهل إلى بلوغ رضاك سبلي وحسن في جميع أحوالي عملي.